I think we're down to the last question. Can I recognize Bill Rukeyser, the editor of Fortune and Money magazine and on the board of the OPC Foundation? Can we get him to ask us the final question?
It's a really good discussion. Thanks, Tiff, and everybody concerned. Tiff, to what extent do you think the current tensions between the U.S. and China would be affected one way or the other if Trump isn't reelected this year?
Yeah, I don't think the tensions will go away, and we're seeing already, obviously, that China is becoming an issue in the election, and Biden did that advertisement that some people, spoke out against. They felt it was racist. Other people, wouldn't necessarily agree. But the point is, I think China's become a real issue. It's going to be right up in the election, and I think that these, as I said earlier, the concerns, for example, in the trade relationship, I just don't see them going away. Things could potentially get a little bit better for a while, but I'm quite pessimistic when I look, further into the future on the relationship, which makes me very sad. I've spent more of my life in China than anywhere else, actually, and very an important part of my life. So I wish it were not so.
Tiff, any final word or two about how you see your book fitting into the great debate about China, or what do you think? What are your observations about what happens next? Give us the final parting shot.
Well, I would just say what I started to say at the beginning, which is, although my book doesn't deal with COVID-19 and the sort of unprecedented changes we're seeing in the world right now, I think it's actually become even more topical because, as I said earlier, that one of my major themes is looking at China, this necessary transition from being more focused on exports to becoming a much more domestic consumption-driven economy. And I don't think that China's can do that, as I said earlier, without finding out how to better integrate this other half of the Chinese population into the economy. And the signs are that they're moving in the opposite direction now. I also think that, as I said earlier, things like COVID-19 sort of have the potential to really intensify the conflicts and bring to the fore some of the issues between the U.S. and China, particularly as both economies do badly. And so anyway, I'll just stop there.